my loves. I'm doing my nails. I'm doing my nails. Yes, I am. And I'm going to do this, look. Oh, I am going to show you how to make these amazing two-tone flowers with one colour. It's the most incredible acrylic. And oh my God. And also look at these crystals. We're going to do a full ombre. We're going to do everything from prep to finish. Every step. It's a long one, so get a drink. I've actually got a coffee today. Get a drink and buckle up. Right, so first I'm going to push back my cuticles just gently. I'm just pushing back just to kind of open it up a little bit, ready for the e-file, which I do most of my prep with now because it's a bit easier on my hands. I'm not one of these like Russian manicure experts, so you know, whatevs. Anyway, this is the e-file I'm using. It's Melodysusie. All my e-files are Melodysusie. This is just the one I prefer at the moment. I've got a link in my description for Melodysusie, and I think there's a discount there as well. I think it's still live. Give it a go. I've had it years. I really don't know. I'm going to use forward motion on number 15 and start pushing that non-living tissue back and kind of lifting away from the nail plate. We don't want to push down on the nail plate because that will kind of like dig in and cause issues. So you want to keep your pressure really, really light. You might touch the nail plate, that's not a problem. But our focus here is kind of lifting that cuticle area up and away from the nail plate so that we can then trim it. And I'm going from the centre to the left with the machine in the forward motion, and then I'll switch the machine to reverse and then do centre to right. And then it just makes sure that the whole nail is getting even pressure when I move my hands along. Otherwise, yeah, it might not quite be right. I mean, some people do it. It's just, I know I would probably not do it right. Right, so I'm going to change my bit to this. I don't know what it's called, but it's part of that set that comes with the e-file, and I really like it. I just can't remember the name. And it tends to just get rid of the dry skin and then push back a little bit more and kind of open up that flap ready for trimming. I know I'm not using the right technical terms either, but my role here is to make things understandable, and like if I go in using all this funny language, people are going to be like, what are you talking about, lady? So let's just make it understandable, right? As long as the job's done correctly. I could call it a sausage finger. It doesn't matter. Doesn't bloody matter, does it? Right. These Katie Barnes cuticle nippers, I love them. I got them for £10 in the Tuesday sale. Thank you to my lovely follower who tagged me and let me know about it. Quick swig of coffee. Yeah, that was, these were lovely. And because I've got bad hands, I've got arthritis in my hands, these are like fabulous to use because they're so smooth. You don't really need much pressure. And as you can see, they do a very neat job. Very lovely. If you hang on for your £10 Tuesday, because I think they're only 30 quid normally, hang on for your £10 Tuesday. They have loads of stuff on a £10 Tuesday. It's amazing. How I haven't spent hundreds, I don't know. Right, so that's all trimmed. I'm just going to file the free edge a little bit. Not too much. Just a little tidy up. With a 180 grit file, nothing harsher. We don't need to be tearing the tissue and stuff. There we go. Now I'm going to just lightly buff the surface of the nail. You can do this using an e-file with a sanding band. I don't know why I didn't, to be fair, because this took me ages. So I'm just going to cough. Ah, that's better. So yeah, that took me ages doing it like that. I don't know why I did it like that. Silly lady. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm just buffing the surface of the nail. I'm not really applying pressure. I'm more just gliding the file over. Then I take Gerald, dust it off and make sure the whole nail's matte. We'll do a little Blue Peter thing. Look, oh, as if by magic, they've all been filed. Gerald is de-dusting. There we are. Okay, so now we need to use tips. I'm using my old Nails by Sarah Burchett. I can't remember what they are. Coffin, XL coffin tips. I've still got a bag of those, so I'm using those. But essentially they're just really tapered squares actually. Really, really tapered. Because they've still got a C-curve, whereas a coffin nail doesn't really have a C-curve. So technically these are tapered, XL tapered square tips. And they're brilliant. I love them. They're super easy to apply. I still blend that line a little bit, the contact area. You don't really need to, but it's old habits die hard. I learnt nails back in the day when tips were thick. It was like a step. So they needed blending. And I'm going to tidy up, just make sure my free edge, my sidewalls are all in line. Everything's nice and neat, because once I apply product to it, I don't want to have to file that product off. That's a bloody nightmare. Won't be doing that, do you? Yeah. So yeah, just give it a file. Sort of level it out. I'll also file the free edge, and then I shall do the contact area where the tip is sat on the nail plate, just to make sure that it's all nice. I'll give that a nice little file. There we are, lovely. It just sort of softens the contact area. You don't want to file it too much. You don't want to overfile the nail itself. But yeah, we're all ready. We are all ready. So I'm going to just use some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to tell you a mistake I made here, because you know I like doing that. Oh, this is the nail system I'm using, obviously Nailmate from Glitter Planet. Here's my beautiful size 10 pinched brush, which I absolutely adore because it's got glitter in the handle. And it's just one big, beautiful distraction, which I adore. I love it. It's so pretty. I've got a discount code as well, so I can save you 10% on your order, which is quite a lot if you're ordering quite a few bits. It can add up, can't it? So it's Sarah B, but I'll also put it in the description box with the link and stuff so you can go directly to. Right, I made a mistake here, right here. And if you can guess what mistake I made, pause the video and put it in the description box. And I'm going to say it now, so make sure you pause it. I covered my brush in isopropyl alcohol and brushed, and it not just over the nail plate, but over the tips. And that caused a little bit of cracking. Now, luckily, it wasn't too severe. But yes, I overused my isopropyl alcohol. That is a thing. That can happen. So yes, now I've obviously primed. And I'm going in with just a clear base because I don't know how long I'm going to keep these on for, and I might want to change the design. I'm not sure. You never know what you might want to do. So a nice thin clear base. It's also really good for adhesion. Just keeps everything in its place. And once I've done that, I'm going to speed it up, look, because otherwise you'll get a bit bored. I know I get a bit bored watching it. I've watched this through like 3 or 4 times now, because obviously editing and stuff, and I'm like, oh, do I have to look at it anymore? I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it, lady. But needs must. There we are. Thin clear base has gone on. Now I need white acrylic. I thought I had Blizzard White from Nailmate. I can't find it. Can't find it anywhere. So I had this white acrylic from Euphoria Nails. What I've noticed is it's a slightly soft white, which actually is quite good for ombre because it's easier to blend. So it worked well. But I don't know where my Blizzard White's gone. I'll have to have a look in my cupboards, see if it's in there. But I'm just applying my white bead. I've blended it back towards the cuticle, keeping it nice and thin. I'm going to add a little bit more because I need more pigmentation there. And blend that bead back as well. So I'll turn the nail around. I'm using the underside of my brush, not the tip. Well, technically you are using the tip, but not the actual tip of the brush. You're using the upper third of the brush, but the underneath, where the bristles are thinner and softer, and it makes blending a lot easier. If you use the very tip of the brush, you're not going to be blending, you're going to be scraping, which obviously is no good. So Yeah, and then I'm using the belly of the brush to pat the product and drag it down the nail. It's just knowing, if you know what part of your brush to use, the actual process is so much easier. But they didn't teach me that when I trained. So I was like digging my brush in like a spade and, you know, doing all these things, and I wasn't taught properly, really, essentially. But I had to learn. I learned from like YouTube. That's how I learned the rest of the skill set. But it's interesting, isn't it? How it does make a difference. It really does. Oh, I've got a thing. Get that out of there. Obviously now that's made a dink in my nail, so I need to go back in and fix the dinky nail. Dinky nail? Oh dear, darling. Not a dinky nail. There we are. Blend it back, nice and soft with the underside of the brush, top third. There we go. And you'll notice, like, if you do get a barrel shot of the nail, you'll see that it's still really thin. So we're not over bulking. This is the nude I'm using. This is Goddess from Nailmate. It's got a gold shimmer. Can you see? Isn't she sexy? I need to get some more. I use a lot of this. This is my go-to colour, actually. Just suits my skin tone. So as you can see, I've placed the bead. I've tapped the back of the bead down to make sure it's firmly adhered to the clear acrylic underneath, and then I'm blending the front of that bead using, again, the top third underside of the brush and some of the middle third, just for that more slightly sort of heavier pressure when blending. Ombre is definitely a skill set that comes with practice, because it's easy for people that do it all the time to sit there and just go, and we're just going to ombre the nail. But when you don't do that normally, it's like, what? I'm sorry. I have an ombre course. I'm going to remember to list my courses in the description box. Would that be okay? You can have a little look, and I'll put the prices down, and then I will put a contact email to book. They're online courses which you can do at your own pace. They're just skill building, so they're not full accredited, which is how they're cheaper, because they don't need to be. Their skill building courses. It's tips and tricks and inside information on how to do certain things. Anybody can do it. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are. It's just a skill building qualification. But you will get a digital certificate from me. And I'm always around to help as well. So yes, I'm going to tap the back of that bead, you see, tap it down so that there's no step, and also you're making sure it adheres to the nail plate as quickly as possible. That will give you a good retention on your product. And then I'm dragging the front of that bead down, and as it starts to set, you can see I'm using more of my brush to blend the product, because you need more pressure. There we are. Now I'm going to apply my second bead. Pop her in there. I'm working pretty wet because it's summer and it's warm, and these will set quickly. As you can see, like, it's already becoming thicker and heavier to use because it's polymerizing in front of my eyes. So I need to use the underside of my brush more. There's more pressure applied in order to blend it. But we know this. There we go. There we are. Lovely. We'll need the next bead. Pop it on. Blend it back. Joy, joy, joy. Just using the tip of my brush to, like, gently nudge it in. Gently, gently. That's the key with cuticle beads. Gently, gently. And then blend with the underside of the brush. There you go. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all when you get going. So we've blendy. And now I need to make sure, obviously, I leave space to encapsulate. I don't need to encapsulate the cuticle area if I don't want to, because this is a core powder, but the blend needs to be encapsulated. I brushed over the nail with Monomer on my brush just to make the surface nice and smooth and let the acrylic flow. We don't want air bubbles. We don't want any frosting. And I'm just going to work that bead down. Now the most important area to cover is obviously the blend between the two shades, and also you just need to make sure your structure's okay. You don't have to build up your apex with the nude. You could have a thin layer of nude and build up your apex with the clear. Same with the tip of the nail. You could have a really thin layer of white to build your tip up, whatever you need. But we know that the tip of the nail doesn't need to be thick. I'm just looking at balancing the structure now, and I'll check the nail from all angles. I'm blending back, so I'm using the top third, the soft feathery part of the brush, to gently blend back. And then I'll pull that product down because we don't want to lose our shape, because that's going to mean so much more filing. So pulling that product down, neatening up the sides the whole time as we go. Oh, my dog's seen someone. I'll just check. Oh no, he's gone quiet now. Maybe he's got bored. He's like the local neighbourhood watch. He stands on the sofa looking out the window. He's so funny. He's having a little moan. I can hear him like an old man, like, what are you doing near my house? So I'm going to add a tiny bit here. I was just looking at the shape and structure, and I just wanted a little bit there. My thumbs are like ski slope nails, so they're very low down at the cuticle, and then they scoop up. They always have done. So I've always had to overbuild in order to balance. But that's okay. I'm used to that. I'm looking down the barrel. I'm looking at the sides. I'm looking at all angles of the nail. I don't know why I've gone to that one and like missed a whole nail. I couldn't tell you, but I've sped the footage up because obviously it's a long process. This is a long video, and this is very samey. Every nail is the same. I'm using obviously crystal clear acrylic from Nailmate, and we are just, and as you see, as I'm getting further down and the product is polymerizing and becoming sort of tougher to work with, I'm then using the back third of the brush where it's thicker and the hairs are more dense. Again, checking my structure. I'm going to go in and apply my cuticle bead. Don't need a lot. I'm going to use the tip of the brush, very tip, to gently tuck, and then the middle and underneath of that brush to feather the product down. And you don't have to rush. You're better off making consistent, smooth movements than you are like rushing. Move with purpose. Sound like we're going to battle. There we go, look, looking down the barrel, and I can see there's a little bit in the middle, a little bit there. So I'm just going to apply some product there because there's a little, it dinks inwards. And when I do finish filing, that would be very annoying. So it's worth just adding it, blending it back with the soft feathery side of the brush, and then pulling the product down, and that'll even out the shape. There you go, you can see from the side profile now. Much more even. Oh, hello. What are you chasing? The dog's just run through. So quick skim over the filing routine underneath the sidewall, just to level it all out so it's in line with the nail, and then the side of the sidewall. Same on the other side. So I do the underneath of the sidewall, and then the side of the sidewall as it comes out the nail, then the free edge. From lots of different angles I do that, especially when I'm doing my own nails. And then the cuticle area, pulling the skin back there. You can do this with an e-file, to be fair, but I don't know if my e-file bits would do a good enough job. I think I'd want to still go over it with my hand file. So cuticle area, nice and neat, and I'm swooping. I'm not filing in straight lines because the nail is curved and it swoops round. So you need to kind of even out the shape, otherwise what you'd end up with is like a flat area. Again, I've got like more in-depth courses on stuff like this, like mini courses, and they're well priced. Okay. So I've filed them all. I'm now grabbing some beautiful crystals. These are AB glass crystals. They do not have a foil back. They're stunning. Look how beautiful they are. Absolutely gorgeous. Ever so gorgeous, my love. I'm going to apply the crystals first before I do anything else, before I top coat, before I do flowers. Now these grip. I was testing them out to see what they're like. And I thought, I'm not sure if they'll adhere to the nail properly because they don't have the foil. They're not going anywhere. Oh my God. They just stick down. And I'm going to make like a little swoosh in descending sizes. It's quite handy because these are all separated into their sizes. So it makes it easy to do something like this. Don't have to faff about. Okay, I'll just put those back in the box. I got too many out. I just grabbed a load. Went, yoink! You are coming with me. Come with me if you want to live. Get a couple of those ones out. Carry on with my little swoosh. If you can hear water running, that's not like me having a wee-wee. That is my cat and dog's water bowls that have like flowing water, but it constantly sounds like somebody urinating. I can assure you I am not. Although it would be funny if I was. Just sat on the loo doing a voiceover. But I'm not. I promise. I just decided to build it up in the middle. I don't really know why. And then I went in with, in a minute, I'm going to go in with the Glitter Planet Fluid Gel, which is great for adhering like rhinestones and clusters and the tiny caviar beads that are really annoying. They work well with the fluid gel. They kind of just sit there and you don't have to chase them as much. Because if you've worked with caviar beads, you'll know you can't really use glue, so you tend to use a gel-based product. And if the gel's viscosity is too thin, then the caviar beads will just sort of like slide off the nail. It's really annoying. Obviously, I'm just doing all the crystals. So now I'm going to do a little crystal cuff here. And then I've got my fluid gel, and I'm going to go just around around and in between a few of the crystals on my index finger and just apply the little caviar beads. It's a nice finishing touch. I didn't film it all because it would be boring. But there you go. There's my little crystal swoosh. I really love it. These are beautiful as well. I'm going to top coat. I'm using Madame Glam's No Wipe Gloss Top Coat. And I'm just going to seal in the edges of the crystals because I want to do some 3D work. And it's much, much easier to do 3D work on top of a shiny surface. So gloss top coat is the one. I'm just going to really carefully go around. If I feel like it's a bit of a struggle, I will use my detailer brush. You have to know, because you don't want to go over the crystals. That would be very bad. They would lose their shimmer. So you can go as close as you want to the edges, and that actually helps to seal them in, but just don't go over the crystal facets because they are what sparkle. Right, so index finger. I did cure the thumb separately for a minute in my lamp. I'm doing the basics of it with the main applicator, and then I'll get my detailer brush because I just don't want to ruin it. That's the last thing I want to do. Got a bit of a sore throat. I was back singing and at the weekend. I think I strained my voice a little bit. Got a bit excited. I know I hurt my body. It's really funny, isn't it, when you have like arthritis, because you think you can do things. I thought I could have a little dance. No. There we are. In the lamp she'll go just to cure it and get everything in place. And now these ones are a little bit easier. Still being mindful not to go over the crystal though. The ring finger, that is going to have some pigment on. So I'm just going to go straight in with top coat on there. And we're going to do a pigment nail. And that's just to really tie it in with the purple flowers. But I didn't want every nail to have loads and loads of stuff on it. I wanted one sort of naked nail, but it needed to tie in. And then the pinky. Again, I need to seal in around the crystals, front and back. So go behind them, tuck in the top coat. And then that handle will have a minute cure in my lamp. And then we're going to do the fun stuff. Right, so this is a fairy chrome pigment from Glitterati. I don't know if they're still going, but if not, I presume you can get these from Glitter Planet as well. So They just have a different name, but they'll do the same thing. They look white and they're iridescent and they have a sparkle. This one is purple. So it ties in with the colour of the flowers, see? Beautiful. Okay, so that's going to need a top coat as well at some point. I'm going to go in now and do that quickly so I don't forget. Just a thin layer of top coat. There we are. And then she will go in the lamp for 1 minute. It's very warm today. It's like 32 degrees. I'm sweating in places that I didn't actually know exist. I may well just need an IV just to stay hydrated. Because apparently tea is not the one. But I'm not going to stop drinking it. What are you drinking? I got English breakfast tea. Yeah. When I started the voiceover, I swear I had a different drink. I might have had a coffee this morning, but it's later on in the day now. I had to do some jobs in between. And now I've got English breakfast tea. So this is the colour I'm using. It's Grape Pop from Nailmate Glitter Planet. This acrylic is the one I said you can make two-tone flowers with just using one colour, and I'll show you why. Because this colour can separate. You can use it for marbling, but it's awesome for 3D flowers. You see that? It makes it perfect for giving dimension in 3D flowers. Then you don't have to worry about how much white are you going to pick up, how much colour are you going to pick up. Also great for marble designs. But it just gives the leaves so much definition to have that different colour running through it. I'll put my 10% discount code in and you can have a little gander. But it's beautiful. Now, I did these, it actually took me, all in all, 15 minutes to do all my petals, but I've sped it up so that you don't have to watch 15 minutes of me making flowers on nails, because I'm slow. As Zule Nails would say, I'm a slow hoe. That's what she says. I am slow. So, sorry, excuse me. I'm going to start double petaling now. So I'm placing one whilst the other's polymerizing. Pick up another one. And by the time I've done that, the one I've just placed will be ready to press out, because they have to sort of mattify and dull down a bit and become ready. And then I'll place another one, and then I'll go back to the other one. I wouldn't recommend that if you're new to 3D flowers, because it will drive you mad. But if you're kind of used to it, you know your setting times, especially if you don't use acetone in with your monomer. If you want to just speed up the process, you can put a little bit of acetone in with your monomer, but I don't. I just let it happen and just place multiple beads down. So it makes it easier for me this way, because I got always one on the go. As I'm pressing one out, I've got another one ready to go. And I'm just using the different parts of my brush. I will do a detailed course on this. I've been asked, I've had people message, so I am going to do it. I promise you, I've got so much coming up. You are not going to believe what is coming up. It's just going to blow your minds. You're going to be so excited. So don't miss a video, because I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to announce it. It's just going to happen. And you're going to lose your minds. You are going to lose your goddamn minds, honey. Look how pretty this acrylic is. See, it's perfect. Perfect for flowers. Absolutely beautiful. Keep going, keep going, keep rolling, 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 rolling. What? Keep rolling. Sorry. Does your brain do that? Just think of songs all the time? It's really annoying. Me and my sister were doing it the other day. Okay, press out, pull down, tuck in the side. There we are. And then last petal, for this hand anyway. There we are. See how the depth and dimension you get from this acrylic? So I'm going to do a bigger flower in the centre of the middle nail. So I'm going to place that one, and you can really see that separation there, which is perfect. That's what we want. Go in with the second bead. First one's almost ready to press. It is ready. Lovely. Make that one a little bit bigger because it's a central flower. Yes, I love it. I love it. I'm going to go in and do my side petals. It's really enjoyable. I really enjoy 3D a lot. I should do some more with carving gel and stuff like that as well. But I like the way you can get acrylic more two-tone like this one, and also where you can pick up obviously two colours. I suppose you could marble two colours of the 4D like gel putty in your hands and roll them together to make a marble appearance. But it just, I don't know, I'm an acrylic girly, aren't I, at heart? So I find acrylic more fun to work with. It's difficult, it's challenging, but fun. I like a challenge. Oh my God, look how pretty it is, honey. Look how pretty it is. Sorry, I'm excited. I'm still wearing these nails. I've coped all right. I've done, a gig. I've done household chores. I haven't shut them in a cupboard yet. There's still time. Because I do not have time to take them off. So, right, on the pinky, I don't know what I've done. It's like a cascade of little petals. It was just a thing. It became a thing. I started a thing. Oh, dragon scales almost. What a dragon scale nail. Dragon scale nail. I'm a poet and I did not know it. Oh, I've got a delivery coming from Glitter Planet. I've just ordered some more monomer and stuff. What did I order? Oh, I ordered a new 4x course bit because mine's like 5 years old. So I've got a new one of those coming. I'm really excited because that will just eat through everything. Yes, that's just excited me greatly. What's depressed me is that my son's new laptop is arriving today because he broke his other one. So I've got him a new one, which means it's going to need to be set up, which means stress, mega stress. Because the screen's not working on the other one. So we'll need to plug it in, I expect, to a monitor in order to get back all of his passwords and stuff. Oh dear. Sorry about all the yawning. I'm ever so tired. Okay. Now I know this is a bit weird, but trust me on this, it will look cute when I've finished. So I'm going to let that 3D set up a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with the fluid gel, and we're going to apply some more crystals to the edges of the petals, like the inner edge of the petal, not the outer. Because more is more when it comes to sparkles, right? Am I right, honey, or am I right? More is more, darling. Light me up like a Christmas tree. Oh, it'll be fall nail season soon and Halloween. So excited. It's my favourite season. It's shit for weather, but it's my absolute favourite season for colour palettes, for the trees, for nature, everything calming down, reset. I love it. It's a very spiritual season. It's beautiful. What's your favourite season? I'd love to know. And what's your favourite season as a person, and what's your favourite nail art season? I do like Christmas nails as well. Me and Abby are already planning her Christmas nails. Okay, that's in the lamp, curing for 1 minute, and then I'm going to put some more on here, on the thumb. I love this fluid gel. It's amazing, and it goes a really long way. When I got it, I thought, oh, the tube's a bit small. No, it goes a really long way. It lasts for ages. It's only like a tenner. Well, if you use my discount code, it'll be less than that. It'll be less than a tenner. Right, they're all cured, so I'm going to apply some bubblegum scented cuticle oil. I miss my Britney bitch one. I need to order some more because everyone's asking for it and I haven't got any. Then I'm going to show you the final result of these nails. I really hope that this kind of mini tutorial has been helpful in some respects. If you've got any questions or you need anything in more depth, put it in the description box and I will make some content related to what you need. And also check out my courses in the description box. I will list them all with prices and how to contact me to book in. And yeah, look, there we are. Beautiful. A nice fresh set of nails. I will see you in my next video, which will hopefully be within the next 3 to 4 days. All right, until then, tell you bye, my friends. Have a lovely, lovely week.